everybody, Kenan here, and today's video is a bit of a job that I've been putting off, okay? I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been downsizing here at the camp, and I used to have a group of sulcatas over here, and basically I had been moving out some of the females, and we've got one tortoise left. His name is Hercules. I love him so. And today we are going to put Hercules in with my other group of sulcatas. And I gotta be honest, I've been dreading this because there are going to be tortoise sumo battles for the next month or two. But this is a necessary evil, and I thought I'd go ahead and show you guys what it's all about, what you got to do, and just kind of what you can expect if you're working with large male sulcata tortoises, and how to keep them safe during this period. Because you know what? Some of these battles can get quite violent. But first things first, you got to get the tortoise. Now, this may not be completely easy. I don't know where he is. Hold on. Let's see. Where are you, buddy? As you can see, I need to rake in there also. That's why another reason I'm getting him out. Oh, he's not in there today. Well, that could be easy. Than crawling in on that side. I'll bet he's over here. Let's go looking for Hercules. We're going to add him to the group with Brutus and Lumpy. Okay. Hey Herc, where you at? See this, man? Hercules loves to hang out in the palmetto. He just wanders through. There's a lot of weeds that grow up in here, and he did a great job of keeping this completely kind of brought down. There's no potato vine or grapevine actually that's down by the ground. Where are you, Hercs? This is always fun, right guys? Trudging through the weeds looking for a tortoise. Hey, look at that, there he is. Hey, Hercules! Hercules! You're quite a man. Yeah, I'm losing my mind a little bit, but you know what? I never said I was mentally stable. Okay, anyway, let's get the Hercs out. I'm gonna tap them. Come on, Hercs, go. Would you mind walking out here, buddy? Maybe, you know what? Maybe if I go around the other side with a tasty morsel, he'll be more apt to move. What do you think, people? I think so. Let's get a cactus. So yeah, it's been a long time coming. I think I'm gonna fix up that enclosure or that house, and then I'm gonna use this for another species. Don't know who yet, but I'm spreading things out. You gotta be careful of these, because in each of these little tiny dots are some little hairs on these cactus that can be quite painful for me and any children that grab it. But let's see where the Herc is. Hercules, come on out, Bubba. There's a man. That's a good boy. He's right here, people. Oh yeah, so what we're gonna do, I'll try and lure him out. You'll apologize, I apologize for the shakiness of the video. I don't want to get you guys seasick, but it is what it is, and I gotta do it this way, because I'm all alone. Kate's not around, Tom's not around, it's just me. There he is. Let's see him as he walks out. Come on, bub, you know you want it. This is the easiest way to motivate a tortoise. Provide him with food. Now, Hercules is a really cool tortoise. I love him. He's definitely one of my bigger males, my biggest male, I would imagine. And he's going to be happy in this new enclosure. There's plenty of grass, and I think he's going to have to learn to get along with everyone else. My biggest concern is going to be good old Lumpy. Lumpy is definitely going to be the alpha male in there. All right, now that we got him this far, let's pull him out even more. Yeah, Lumpy's going to be the guy that I think is going to be the biggest jerk. Brutus generally is pretty mellow, but like I said, it's the lumps that's going to be a pain in the neck. So you got to make sure you have you have enough space for these tortoises. As we know, they're the third largest tortoise species on Earth, the largest continental tortoise. And so the only other two tortoises that are bigger, what are they in the comments below? Let me know, people. You know I know. Help each other out. So comment below. What are the two island species that are larger than the sulcata? All right, come on out, bud. Let's get him out a little further. I'm going to wheel that cart over here, and I'll show you how, in fact, let's leave this right here, because we got to go get the cart and get ready for him. So let's do that. He'll surely find that not a problem. I love these Rubbermaid carts because the way they're designed, you can walk with them with one hand, and they have this kind of rampy situation in the front. When you tilt it like so, when you tilt it like this, it's flat on the ground, which is convenient. All right, so don't be afraid, Hercules. You and I are pals. We're gonna get this done. I'm gonna frame up a nice shot here. It's so nice doing things all alone on the farm. Not really, I'm lying. I wish I had Kate here with me. Kate would love to do this, or rather film, but she's shaping young minds as a teacher for the local high school in Jupiter. So if any of her students are watching, please be nice to my girlfriend. All right, here we go. All right, Hercs, it's been real having you in here, but I now have to show everyone how we do this. All right, so basically I get him, I lift him a little bit, and then I grab his butt, and I grab this, oh my God. Woo! Hercules is pretty darn heavy, and he takes up the entire bucket or a cart. Now, another word of advice, may not be a good idea to do this the day after you did legs and the day you did shoulders at the gym. Oh, yeah, because I'm sore. Okay, but anyway, no one cares. You don't care. Here we go. Now we got a long walk all the way across the yard to the other Sulcata tortoise enclosure, but I think this is going to be fun once it's all settled down. Now, I originally had 3 males in this enclosure, but sadly Mahoney, the Irish tortoise, passed away. So Hercs is going to fill that void. Like I said, I moved out the old females. They went to new homes. Hercules was left, and he's such a big, beautiful animal, and he's got a cool disposition that I want him to kind of have a group. So he's never met these tortoises before. I know what's going to happen. It's never been easy. I've never introduced males to where it was peaceful. It's never like, oh, I'll be your buddy. I don't think tortoises like that. Tortoises kind of are creatures of habit. So once they get a little bit of a, well, I get used to something, then they're okay. But even still, Brutus and Lumpy, who's over there, there's Lumpy. I don't know if you guys can see, we're walking up. Lumpy's going to be right there. Those guys will combat each other during the breeding season, which will be starting up here very shortly. All right, let's open this gate. Whew, okay, but he's going to love all that grass. The other cool thing, guys, and what you want to take into consideration when putting these animals together is making sure you have enough space, right? And visual barriers. So we've got trees, we've got areas where they can get away from each other so they don't stress out constantly. Very important. Now, hopefully, any kind of arguments are going to be settled before it gets too cool. And this way they can all use the same heated shelter. Okay, everyone, here we go. There's really no formality to this. You just go like that. Now Hercules is out. Okay, wait, where are you going, Herc? It's okay, buddy. Oh, he's following me. Let me just move this out, and then I'll come hang out with you, Hercules. And that's the key, guys. You want to do this when you have the time. Look, he's already into the grass a little. You want to do this when you have the time to kind of spend with the tortoises to make sure that things don't get too crazy. Now, I'm not traveling anywhere. I'm going to be around, so I can kind of be here and monitor the progress as to what's going on. And right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing as far as Hercules just getting to work on that grass. He's pretty much eaten up most of the grass in his enclosure, huh? So we want to make sure that he's happy. And gosh, I'd say yes. I'd say that's a happy tortoise. What about you folks? Yeah, I love Hercules. And then I don't have like names for most of the females. I had numbers at one point. This is number 10. And as you can see, he could care less. Okay. So I'm hoping maybe that Hercs is alpha, but just right over there is Lumpy. And all it will take is Lumpy to turn around, which Lumpy's about to do, and have a look at the rear end of this guy and figure it out and go, wait a minute, something smells different. I think that's what's going on. Something smells different. Don't smell like a chick. There's no tortoise perfume, eau de toilette tortoise. I don't know, but things are definitely going to heat up here, and we're going to bring them to you, and I'm just going to show you what you got to do. In some cases, you just let them battle it out. In other cases, if it gets too violent, you got to separate them. I have this pen right here that I can shut the gates and lock one of the males away. But I'm real happy just to see him eating all that grass. I know he's going to be excited about it. Brutus is right over here, so Brutus will be able to see as well. Guys, this is kind of going well because Lumpy doesn't even care. Look, Lumpy's just walking away. Where are you going, Lumps? You want to meet your new friend? Maybe you guys will be friends. Now, here's the thing that can be dangerous, okay? Look at Lumpy's gular scutes. They are incredible. I mean, look at these. These are just really well pronounced. Lumpy actually killed another tortoise of mine while I was in Australia a few years ago. Well, it was a long time ago now. Gosh, that would have been sometime around 2008, I believe. So 10 years ago, I had a tortoise named Zeus, and he lived in here. But Lumpy skewered his shoulder with those gular scutes and put a hole separating the skin from the top of the shell, and you could look right in and you can see that the lungs of the tortoise. We tried everything, but it was not to be, and unfortunately he succumbed to his injuries. And I still have Zeus's shell, which is a reminder to always be vigilant when you're adding these tortoises together. But I love Lumpy. Lumpy came from my good friend Mr. Crocodiles in Long Island. He was a very small tortoise, and he's very special to me because I love that Crocodiles family. And yeah, this animal here has grown just incredibly. Now, there is some action happening over here. Here comes Brutus. Now, remember when I said Brutus was kind of a mellow tortoise? Let's hope I'm right. He is starting to move about, but nothing is happening with Hercules. Interesting. Well, I'm going to hang out here and we're going to see what happens. If it's just all rainbows and unicorns and eating grass, then I'll be very happy, but that's not going to be the case. Trust me. I am also building this up like it's going to be some murderous bloodbath, but there's Lumps off in the distance looking at the Herc, but I don't think it's a problem. What do you think there? There he is. At what point does he recognize that this is not Brutus and that this is a different tortoise? I don't know. In the meantime, if tortoises could smile, this would be a tortoise smile. So this is one of the reasons why sulcatas can be tricky to keep. They get large and they will combat when you add new males. And even if you don't add new males, the males you have may combat each other during breeding season. Usually it's a couple of little jousts and then the game is up. But what'll happen is if they get pressed up against something like a fence or a stone or a tree and the aggressor continues to push, like you can see the differences between the gular scutes here. Look at Hercules scutes. They're not very pronounced, are they? So he doesn't have the same ability to kind of wedge them in and up underneath his opponent's shell to do much damage. Now, I've heard people that actually cut the gular scutes off, which I think is pretty heinous, man. One thing that I have tried to do, especially with Lumpy there, is take drink koozies, the neoprene drink coolers to keep them cool, and kind of put them zip tied on his thing to make kind of like Nerf gular scutes. But he eventually rips them off and it annoys him, so I'm just gonna have to sit out here and watch everything go down. All right, we're gonna take a break, and I'm just gonna let you know when things kind of get crazy before they get crazy. So Tom, time for you to make an edit. Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes since that edit, since I left you and came back right now. And what's happened is Hercules has been walking around the enclosure. He's now in the smaller enclosure. He's just investigating things. And Lumpy is all the way on the other side of the enclosure. Nothing's happened. But now he's in here, and there is Brutus. So I want to see how he and Brutus get along. But if you want a little bonus, buddy, how about that green iguana? It's Tiger just kind of hanging out in the yard here. This guy just showed up one day and, well, I guess he heard it's a good spot for reptiles because he just kind of hangs out and eats all the tortoise food. But in the meantime, there is Hercules way over there. I don't know what's going to happen. So strange, and in a good way, because usually you put these guys together and it's just chaos. But maybe since there had been 3 in here in the beginning, maybe they're just used to seeing a third. I don't know. It's been about a year since Mahoney passed away. In the meantime, I love that he's just walking around here and he's eating up all the weeds. This video is already going kind of long, folks, but I think you guys are invested. Are you invested? I'm invested. I need to see what happens. That's what we're going to do. We're going to see what happens. All right, he's making his way over here. There's Brutus and, of course, our green iguana buddy. But I don't know, he doesn't seem interested, guys, which is good. This is good news. I thought maybe this video would be about me separating tortoises, but it seems like everyone's in a chill part of their lives at the moment. Hi, Hercules. You're getting really close to everybody. But yeah, Brutus is right over there, and he does not seem to be interested in the fact that Hercules is the new boy in town. I don't know. Let's see as they walk over and get closer to each other. I mean, that's the real key, is when they actually go nose to nose. And this could be it. Let's see what's happening. Because Hercules was definitely a big tough guy in his spot. And it's possible that he'll be the alpha male in here. Wow. Look at this. This is their first meeting, guys. Nose to nose. Oh yeah, here we go. I can just tell. Two massive Sulcata tortoises coming face to face for the first time. And look at this. We got an iguana trying to ward off another one up. This is it. Here's going to be our first battle, everybody. That's normal. See that? Now, the problem is, now he's backed up against that fence. And this is where injuries could happen. But you can see now, Hercules may not just go back from this. He's going to try and get higher up. And usually this kind of battle is just a display of dominance. And they're going to work it out. They're just going to have to figure out who's who in this new enclosure. Then you got to also add into the mix good old Lumpy, and I'm in for a few weeks of tortoise battling. The other interesting thing about this kind of battling is it actually rises up the levels of testosterone, raises the level of testosterone in the male tortoises to make them more fertile. It's just part of nature, and here we are. In the wild, these guys would have their own ranges that they would defend. But here in captivity, these guys have a big enough enclosure here where you can kind of see how he can be dangerous with those gular scutes. And again, I'm not worried about this as long as one of the tortoises can move back. But look, that's where you run into trouble. If they continually push, oh, and I want to make sure they're so strong. I want to make sure that this guy can get away, and that's why I'm on hand. You know, you want to keep them away from the ropes, so to speak. Just like in a boxing match, you want to stay off the ropes. But this is what's going on here. And this is kind of why I've got to be around, guys. Because if I'm not around, things can get a little bit dangerous. And of course, what also could happen is I'm not home and one of these tortoises get flipped. And they just sit there and bake in the hot sun. Well, you know what'll happen then. That'll be curtains. And you can also see right here on Brutus, he's got an indentation, and so dirt will collect here, wet dirt, and it creates a little scud on his shell. I cleaned it off and let that dry out, and there shouldn't be any problems with that. It's just a mild fungus, but that's because of the deformity in his shell, because he was raised up in Long Island in a basement. But let's see what happens with Brutus. I really love Brutus too. He's a sweet tortoise, so I don't want Brutus to get picked on too badly. He's been here for quite a long time. And look, let's see, I think he's going to walk away. I think he's realized, all right, well, I ain't the top dog anymore. I'm mostly concerned about what happens with Hercules and Lumpy. because they're both massive tortoises, but Lumpy's got those incredible gulars. So we've seen a little bit of a battle. I don't want to bore you guys with too much more of tortoise fighting, but I'll tell you what I will do is I'll definitely do an update video and show you how it all shook out between Lumpy and Hercules, and of course Brutus right here. So guys, just a little bit of a taste on how you're gonna have to go about introducing tortoises to each other. You can also do it through a fence, but my experience has been that they're so powerful, they'll bash right through fences if they can see through the fence. So, you know, I just went ahead and put them right in and just got to be on hand for what's to ensue. But this was not so bad. These guys are definitely chilling out. So, all right, there you go, everybody. Thanks so much for watching the bonus video. Tortoises fighting, you know, I don't know. If we were in Vegas, we could put some bets down. But anyhow, thanks so much. Go to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan if you guys are interested in helping out, support the channel. Hit a like up there, a thumbs up. Is that what it is? Thumbs up? I don't know what you crazy kids are calling it these days. It's a thumbs up button. Man, I need to eat. I'm fading. And hell. Like and subscribe, everyone. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Next level.